last time in the lands of Muse, Koru, Reverie, and Ilia found themselves amidst an enormous storm. And from that storm came a lightning elemental and a couple cloud spirits. Reverie and Ilia were knocked to the ground, but safe. And Koru remained in the sky, where he was hit with a very powerful lightning spear. A fight ensued, more of a scrabbling for survival. Koru was knocked unconscious, but was unable to be seen by the other two. And then the wind of the storm crashed all their bodies into the ground, cracking Koru's shell, killing him fully. In desperation, Reverie pulled out the Meteor Swarm scroll that she had gotten from Ribrob, the insane wizard, and cast it right in front of her, obliterating the monsters as well as Koru's corpse and all his associated items. You collected the few pieces of his shell that you could find. Coincidentally, Haru, who you knew was Koru's closest friend, found you there on the edge of the crater. You told her what happened, and she took some pieces of the shell and left in shock. You went through the liminal space of the framing road between Suisaima toward Mokutan, and Sir Hugh Crier found you there. She said that she had gone to Little Lake to learn more about the giant that had become a citizen there, and then saw the storm happening and rushed to investigate. She told you that she had spoken with Tempestro, one of the three storm giants, and he had said that his last interaction with Fulminox, one of the other storm giants, that their eyes were glowing in a strange way and they seemed off. She believes that they are betraying the world or something, doing bad stuff, hunting you in some way. She looked through the deck of twin things and stated that there was something in there that could resurrect Koru. You both drew a card. Ilia's skin became bark. Her AC went up and she gained vulnerability to fire damage and was petrified instantly, but then Sir Hugh Crier undid it. Molly? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Reverie, what card did you pull?
My walking speed went up to 40, I think.
Yes.
But the bad thing was a lightning elemental was summoned.
Oh, yes. A monster appeared with the run card. Sir Hugh Crier knelt before you and apologized for the danger. She had not expected it and didn't want anyone to die. She turned the silver messenger raven into 3 coins, giving one to each of you, saying that if you flipped it and said her name, that she would be there. You walked just through the liminal space into Mokutan. I think she told you a little bit about Tawaraya and the red dragon Rubov of lore, and swore that she would do her best to figure out what was going on with the storm giants, and she would go gather the other 2. She took off on her flying horse, and Reverie and Ilia stand on the Mokanese Road. It is absolutely beautiful here. The sun is almost like metallic golden. It almost looks like physical gold, very shiny. There are groves of bamboo growing explosively around here. Fields of this yellowish wheat, but there's also patches of what looks like millet, but it's almost like see-through and like opalescent, and it kind of sparkles, and like the sparkles kind of fill the air. It's a little disorienting in a way. You don't see any people or structures. The grass that flows almost like water is like up to your eyeballs. It's very tall. Yeah, and it's quiet.
Is the grass that is like surrounding us right now, is it that like opalescent millet looking one?
No, I think the grass kind of around the road it's called mokone grass. It's sort of a light green, but there is like patches of that millet around.
Okay. I think Reverie is probably just kind of like, like holding a hand out and just kind of absent-mindedly like touching the grass as they walk by. But she'll look over to Ilia and just say, well, it was nice to finally hear from Sir Hugh Crier.
A little too late, though.
Yeah, I wish we had had these coins beforehand.
Certainly would have been helpful, but...
Have you ever seen someone die before?
DM, do you think I've ever seen anyone die before?
I think that's up to you. I think it could go either way.
Once. This one feels worse, though.
Yeah. Well,
Have you ever seen anyone die before?
yeah. I lost my mother, not too long ago, unfortunately.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's alright. I still got her a gift when we were at Little Lake. At my house. I guess it's still my house. We have like a little shrine where it's not big or anything, but it has her picture, like her portrait, and then it has like some incense, and sometimes we'll leave like a snack there. But I thought when I came home this time I'd leave a little portrait. I wanted to introduce you and Koru to her.
I'd still like the introduction.
And I would still like to give it.
Thank you, Reverie, for saving us.
Yeah. I wish I could have done it in a way that didn't destroy our chances of restoring Koru. Obviously, I didn't think at all. I just, when we saw him hitting the ground and his shell cracking like that, it's like all I could think of was you hitting the ground and your spine cracking like that, and I just saw red and I cast this scroll. I don't think I could have lived with myself if something happened to both of you.
I was not in a good place at the time. I think you did the right thing. And I think Cora would have wanted it that way too. To make sure we survived. If he couldn't, there's no way we could have known Sir Hugh Quire could do something about it afterwards, but... Just thank you, Reverie.
Thank you for still being here with me. And she'll just kind of like take your arm in hers.
That does give her a bit of a smile, and she'll hold your arm and walk with you.
You guys walk arm in arm down the road. It's windy. Both of you give me perception or survival or nature, or you don't have to if you don't think you're in that headspace.
I actually don't think Ilia would be, because she's arm in arm with Reverie at the moment.
I think that Reverie, I think she was kind of admiring what everything was looking like, and even, like I said, reaching out and feeling it. So she'll do a nature check, and she got a 23.
Oh, 23. This place is like so wild. You see like zero cultivation outside of this road. It's beautiful, but it's like kind of overgrown. You guys occasionally see like little tiny ponds, like they're almost puddles. You see some like bugs and butterflies and these like deep blue flowers. I think on a 23, you look out and when you see these patches of blue flowers, they're all growing around, like in the center of each patch is one of those flowers, but it's like gold. Yeah, I think you just sense like a complete lack of people here. There's no like civilization built around here.
I think oddly in this moment, I think that kind of fills Reverie with a sense of comfort. Just to kind of, I don't know, have a space of time before they have to like interact with other people and do something new again.
Yeah. You guys keep walking. The road is straight. It is this like silk paper, so it's almost like a little bouncy. I don't know if you've ever been in like a dance studio where they have the like, I don't know, it's called the like spring floor. Ugh.
Yeah.
I wish all floor was that. It feels so good. That's kind of what it feels like. You're walking for a while, and then off in the distance, pretty far away, not near you, but you see a group of like 4 hill giants just kind of off in the distance. There's one like laying down, there's one who's just like cracking some bamboo out of the ground, and they're like hitting each other. They don't seem to notice you, or if they do, it doesn't seem like they care too much. And then you walk for another, maybe half an hour, and you see, like, out on the horizon, you see, like, maybe 8 or 10 hill giants kind of, like, just doing their own thing, walking around, punching each other, eating some bamboo and spitting it out. And that's kind of all you see until the bamboo begins to grow up. It gets taller and taller as you're walking until you're kind of in like an archway of like 60-foot tall bamboo grove, and the road widens just a little bit, and the sun is like shining down on this silken road, kind of making it glow just a little bit. And you see ahead of you, you see probably like 8 feet tall, these like silk screen doors, like sliding screens or folding screens, sort of laid out. You can see like it almost looks like a hallway before you. Like you can see it bends around. Actually, why don't you guys give me a perception check real quick?
I got 18. Actually, I got a nat 20, but I have a -2.
14.
14. Sorry, give me one sec.
-2.
Okay.
I'm not very
14 and
perceptive.
18. You have a -2 wisdom?
Da, 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 da.
Oh.
No. I have a 0 wisdom modifier.
How's your
I don't know why I'm
perception?
perception.
Two from
-2.
perception.
I don't know.
I think that's wrong, but we'll deal with that later. However, because I keep forgetting, actually, Reverie, as you go to perceive things, you feel the cloak that you got in Mount Nuffle sort of like sink into your shoulders, and you can feel that the attunement of this just like clicked and deepened, and the sun is almost blinding. So I need you to do that perception check with disadvantage.
All right.
I literally have forgotten this whole time, but your cloak gives you disadvantage on attacks and perception checks while you're in bright light.
All right. When
It's
I
cursed.
rolled a second one, it was a nat 1.
Okay. Reverie, what distracts you in this moment?
I mean, I feel like it's almost like what doesn't distract me. Like, I feel like it's almost a sense of, what do you call it? Like when there's too many things happening all at once.
Overstimulated,
Like-
overwhelmed?
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel like the sun is just so bright, and then the bamboo has become so tall, and it feels like it's almost closing in a little bit.
Yeah. Ilia, you see two things. What you see is you can see just like as you're walking, you're going like a little bit downhill, so you get a little bit of a bird's eye view of a like massive spiraling labyrinth of these screen doors. The other thing you see is standing in front of like where you would begin to walk into this labyrinth, there is a crane. Just like a regular bird crane, tall, beautiful, with the red crown and the white face and the black feathers, tall and elegant.
I think as we're walking, I'll kind of pause, which will probably get Reverie's attention, and just kind of tilt her head a little at this crane and be like, do you think that cranes are violent?
I really don't know. Maybe he's like the guardian of this place. Maybe we have to solve a riddle before it lets us in.
Isn't that usually a sphinx? I didn't hear that last part.
Oh, she just said, oh yeah.
This crane is just like staring at you.
Suppose worth a shot trying. I'll continue cautiously towards the opening in the crane. She's just on
I
edge
just
because of
figured-
the whole thing with Koru.
For sure. I don't normally have -2 to perception. I have a level of exhaustion right now.
Oh, that's right. So it'd be disadvantage anyway. Cool.
Exhaustion's a bit different with 2024. It gives you a negative to all your rolls instead of disadvantage.
That's probably where that -2 came from on
Yeah.
your perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's normally
Take a
just
look at
0.
that.
Yeah, every point of exhaustion gives you, like, I think another -2, it must be, if you have it. And then,
Okay.
it's still at 6, you die. Or whatever it is. I can't remember which one. It might be 10. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No.
No, it's good to know. Cool. You guys creep cautiously towards this crane. Do you go right up to it? How close do you get?
I think that Reverie's not so much afraid of it as she is, like, intrigued. So I think that she would get a normal distance that you would stand from, like, another person. So maybe, like,
Cool.
4 feet away.
Yeah. You get right up to it. It cocks its head and looks at you, and it says, "Greetings. My name is Docent. I am the guard and the guide into the city of Tawaraya. You wish to enter?"
Yes, it's nice to meet you. And we do want to enter.
Excellent. And you as well, elf.
Yes. Please.
Have you been before?
No.
Beautiful. Well, the Labyrinth Gallery is the entrance. The labyrinth is not designed to harm, hurt, or trick you. It is simply to prepare you for how we approach life in Tawaraya. The art is stunning. It was all crafted and painted by an ancient dragon and 2 giants from the sky. Take your time. Look as you wish.
Thank you.
All right.
Do you have a name you go by?
Docent.
Docent.
And do you have names? I would assume.
Ilia.
Reverie.
Ilia and Reverie. Make a insight check for Docent. Docent cocks its head and sort of seems to, like, look you both up and down. Ah. You have lost something very recently.
Yes, a friend.
How could you tell?
Well, he doesn't smile because it's a bird. It sort of gives a like a little that made our dog bark. And it says, "It's kind of written all over your faces, the way you walk. The labyrinth might be... I think it will help. But it might hurt. But that's okay. Just stay open to it."
Don't think we have much of a
Alright.
choice anyway.
It doesn't seem you do. Welcome.
Thank you.
Reverie will walk in to the labyrinth, but she tries to walk slightly different because he said that he could tell by the way they carry themselves.
He got a nat 20
Oh, nice.
insight check. Yeah. Ilia,
I
you walk in
with
as
her.
well?
Yeah, I walk with her.
Great. You guys walk into the Labyrinth Gallery. We are going to cut into Pawaraya. Canyon, are you there? Lovely. Okay, so we... Hold on, I'm trying to move our little guy here. Eld, you have just finished the Labyrinth Gallery. You've been here before, so you kind of know the vibe of it. You enter... Let me play a little music, that's a little better. You enter into Tawaraya, into a beautiful receiving room. Large, all these like sliding screen paper doors that are painted and adorned just absolutely gorgeously. Silk fabrics kind of draped. Like it's a little messy here, it's very lived in, but very... I guess wealth is the right word. It's not a result of wealth, but you are in the reception room to this incredible city. You've been here before. You step out of the place you were into this room. Would you please describe what Eld looks like?
So yeah, Eld is rather large. He stands just a little shy of 8 feet tall. He's like 7'9". Big boy, just right around 300 pounds. Kind of well built with muscle throughout his, chest, back, and shoulders. It seems like he spent a lot of time working at something that's very physical, I would say. Another very noticeable thing about him is over his bare chest and shoulders, it looks as though he's covered in tattoos that look a bit like flames all over his body. It doesn't look like they're lit up, they're just colored at this point in time. But maybe something might happen with that later. You never know. He does have this just very fiery red beard that just comes down probably to the middle of his chest. He carries probably a very large hammer on his back and then another set of like smaller hammers. They go down in size, but they're all like big hammers that are kind of right around his waist, and he looks to be wearing kind of like a not quite like a tunic, but I picture more of like a kilt with him.
Yeah.
Though maybe not like tartan, but like that sort of fabric and like style,
Hell yeah. Awesome. As you enter, like immediately as you step in, one of the sliding doors opens, and a beautiful elven woman walks in, very pale skin, jet black hair that is braided up so elaborately that it looks like scales. And she has this like ruby dragon pin holding it in place, dressed in this like deep draped silk robe with patterns of cats and dragons and clouds all over it. You know her. Her name is Chemo. She walks in and she says, "Welcome to Tawaraya. Oh, back again, Eld."
Good to see you, Kimo. I'm here to see Sotatsu.
Oh, of course. You're not going to make any hasty decisions this time, are you?
Well, I mean, you know me pretty well. I wouldn't put it past me, but I'll also try and be in my best behavior.
You do whatever you want to do. Be safe. You want to speak to Sotatsu?
I'm actually here for a commission. Seek Samit actually sent me out here to give Sotatsu one of these fancy tattoos, and I kind of tap myself on the shoulder and like indicate one of my tattoos on me.
Right, very beautiful. Well, Sotatsu is, of course, sitting in the garden pavilion, as he always is. You could speak to him, but if you wish to tattoo him, I assume he would want to wait for his daily break.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, it's not something that we probably want to do just right in front of everybody. I assume that there might be a place for me to stay while I wait for him.
Oh, of course. There are also all the shops, the markets, gardens, ponds, libraries. The city is yours. He should be taking his meal in perhaps an hour, so you have time.
Works perfect for me. Always good to see you, Kimo.
Good to see you. She leads you through. For context, because you would know this, you've been here before. So Tatsu does not sleep, and he doesn't eat, but he does take a 1 hour break from sitting on this pavilion that looks out over the boundary of the city ends and becomes the plains, the wild of it. There's a beautiful pavilion that he just sits in and watches. But every day he takes a little 1 hour break to have some tea, and if people need something a little more from him, but he's also happy to people go and sit and talk to him if they have stuff to chat with him about while he's on guard.
Yeah.
I will put you right here. So this is a representation of an actual Heian estate, which is 1600s Japanese architecture. Kawaraya is big. This is a city. It's not a town. There's probably 2,000 people living here. A lot of that is just because pretty much everyone who lives in Mokutan either already lives here or moves here. It is expansive. It is all one of these. I was do I come up with a fantasy name or do I honor the reality of this architectural culture? This is called Shinden Zukuri. So the whole city is just one sort of never-ending expanse of these covered pavilions, sliding screen doors. There are so many gardens of all different sizes. There are gardens for pleasure, gardens for meditation, gardens for agriculture. There are very big parks, lots of trade. This is a very crafty place, especially for Pictora, because their art is focused on the painting of these screens, but they also have to make them. So woodworking and crafting paper is, essential to the culture. As you walk out through this sliding door, and Kimo leads you to a little hallway, and she says, if you go right there is a guest quarters that you could easily sit at. You go straight ahead, and that is towards the markets and the schools.
Yeah, I might put my stuff down and head out to the market.
Perfect. We'll be here. He'll be here in an hour. We'll return right here, and he will speak with you.
Sounds like a good plan. We'll see you around then.
Awesome. Yeah, so you head. You go to your little room. There's a little. It's very small. There's a tatami mat on the ground, rolled up mulberry paper, and a little pillow, a place to sit.
I'd assume I'd been traveling for at least a couple days now, so I'd want to probably put down my gear, maybe stretch out, take a load off real quick first, and then head out into the city.
Totally.
A city that I actually do enjoy just a bit, I think.
Oh, yeah. I will also say, if you want, you go head out to the city. You want to go to sort of the market district, the trade area.
Yeah, I think you probably know kind of what I'm looking for. I'm just kind of scouting around for, stuff like that. But if I don't see it here, I'm just kind of passing around and...
Oh! I know exactly what you're talking about, I think.
Yeah.
I will say... Give me a charisma check, luck check.
Yeah. So 18.
Oh yeah, okay. So you definitely would know him. There is a Goliath who lives here. His name is... What is his name? Hold on. Hold. Ba-ba-ba. My god, where is it? Wow, infuriating. I'm so disorganized. My god, I had his name. Anyway, his name is... There is a Goliath here named Luftbelg. He is a, cloud Goliath, and he is a forge master here. Most immigrants from Marokayani to Pictora come to Tawaraya because it's so crafty. They're very, very welcome and respected here. Most of the best, materialists in the city are Marokayan. So there is this cloud Goliath named Luftbelg, who specializes in forging weapons, materials, armor. He makes little metal toys, that kind of thing. You definitely would have met him.
I think I'll probably head that way because I respect a good master of the same sort of craft that I'm into as well.
Sweet. You walk. The city is absolutely bustling. All the there's not streets because everything is sort of this one giant estate. So you're on all these covered pavilions. Some of them are open air, some of them have these sliding doors covered in art that are open, some are closed. It's just you're constantly walking through an art museum. It's just beautiful everywhere. There are children running around, laughter and screams. You see people fishing in little tiny ponds. The smell, as you get closer to the market, of food. The food here is very distinct. And I think then you smell steam and a little bit of smoke, and you're getting close to Luftbelg's little forge front.
I think as I've been going along, I think Eld at first looks a bit intimidating. Just this giant, very large guy walking around everywhere. Mm-hmm. But I think as he's walking through, he's trying to smile at people. He's just trying to not wave but wink, and he's generally a pretty friendly guy unless he has a reason not to be friendly.
Totally. I think and you got an 18 charisma check, so you're clearly friendly, and people here know Goliaths, so it's not a sudden fear. You're walking and you feel the warmth that you're giving reciprocated. I think as you're walking, there's a guy and he says, free sample.
Oh, hi, yeah. Just grabs it and eats it. Doesn't even ask
there's
what it is.
It's a mulberry rice gummy.
Can I get 4 more of those?
Sure, yeah, please.
Just grabs a bunch, a handful, and just starts munching them as he walks down.
Boy. Have a nice day. You walk into Luftbelg's storefront. It's just open. There's no door, and he's just standing there shirtless. He's 8 feet tall, so insanely jacked, sort of light blue skin, probably a little different color than yours, with these sort of cloud birthmarks on him, and he's just heaving a bellows into a fire and sort of breathing as he's using the bellows, he's using his own breath to narrow it to hit a certain point on a very delicate piece of metal that he's working on.
I come right into the shop and I'm just oh, it's nice to see you again.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Come here! He just drops the bellows.
I give him
Grab you by the shoulders. Yeah.
give him a big ol' hug, then I give him one of like the cakes. I've kept one of the cakes for
Yes.
him. Just you go, try
God.
this.
Yes, the mulberry gummies. I fucking love these.
So tasty, right?
So tasty, yes. Well, what brings you back to town? Are you going to get yourself kidnapped again?
I mean, I thought about it. It seemed like a very fun idea again, but
Don't do that, my boy, please.
I actually I've been working on my craft quite a bit, and I've been reached out to and commissioned to do a piece of artwork for Satatsu.
Oh, what kind of art?
Hey, that good old tattoo that I used to work with.
Yes. Interesting. Tattooing on dragon scale. That sounds epic.
I've been able to go about it a different way than most do. It's something my da kind of passed on to me.
Oh, that's right. Yes, well, that sounds extremely cool. And you came all the way from Merokaini to tattoo the immortal warden of our city. That's pretty rad.
Sounds like a very fun, exciting experiment, so I figured I had to come out and try it. Plus, I missed good friends like you. We should go and have an ale later in the day if you have some free time.
Oh, yes, of course. Always. Anytime the sake here is bomb.
Oh, I'd love to.
Intended.
So I've actually been doing a little bit of crafting my own self, and I'll show him some of my hammers and other weapons that I've kind of crafted at my forge, and I take an opinion of an expert to see what you might have to say about these, and I'd also be curious to see what I might be able to procure from you.
Oh, you want to buy something from me? Of course. People are always wanting things from me. I'm just pulling your little tail, buddy. Make me a, crafting, whatever it is, smith tools check to see how good the things are you want him to inspect.
I got a nat 20.
Incredible! This character will never die.
Fingers crossed.
What is it? Is it a hammer?
Yeah, I'm looking for that hammer, kind of like I said earlier, with maybe that magical weapon that I had mentioned, that flame tongue. So looking for something that has kind of that vibe with it, but anything that's better than my hammer, because I don't have anything amazing quite yet. But I know that he's a better craftsman than I am. He's been doing it a hell of a lot longer than I am. So seeing if he has something that I don't have.
So you rolled a nat 20 on the thing that you crafted that you want him to look at. Can you just describe what it looks like or its features? Because it's fucking incredible.
Yeah, so I would say that this collection, he's got a maul, a warhammer, and then a smaller crafting hammer there. The maul is probably 5 feet long with just this giant iron head on it, just deadly. I guess is literally a skull crusher. You swing it around and you're literally breaking everything that you hit with it. I think that what stands out is just the probably the I don't know if you guys are familiar with Damascus versus other crafting, but how it has those different layers to it and is able to show off a variety of different patterns depending on the type of metal and the type of pattern that you're trying to go for, right? So I think that each of these different sections has these different just beautiful patterns on it, just this fine Damascus craft. The Warhammer is a little bit more of a war pick, so it's got this just deadly pick on one side and then just this brutal hammer head on that other side. And then I think for the smithing hammer, it looks to be just something simple at first, but I think as he picks it up and maybe goes over to his own forge and starts to bang around with it, it's just so perfectly balanced in the hand. It almost feels effortless when you swing each time around. It's just easy.
Hell yeah. Sweet Nimbus boy. These are fucking incredible. You are gifted as hell, my boy. I think
I have fine teachers. And I'll kind of pat him on the shoulder appreciatively.
Oh, God. No, take some credit, boy. If you ever want to run a business, you've got to have a little bit of ego.
Hey, fair enough. I'm only down at the, shop once or twice a week, really, unless I'm traveling to different places for tattoos.
He's like looking at the hammer. I think some of that this is your +1 weapon, right?
I actually didn't take that +1 weapon, if you remember right.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yep.
I think he's looking at it and there's still that layered effect. I think there is a little bit of a orangey red flash. There's just something almost signature about the fire giant. As you were, I don't know how smithing works, but as you were cooling it, there's something to your technique that keeps the heat in there just a little bit. And he's sort of looking it around, tossing it. This is incredible. You've grown so much. Maybe you did learn something from being kidnapped by those fire giants.
I mean, you gotta take your wins with your losses too, right?
Right. Excellent. Well, honestly, I'm not sure really what advice to give you, but have confidence, put yourself out there. This is quality. You said you were looking to procure something from me.
I indeed anything can improve upon what I have to offer for myself,
Sure. Roll a luck check for me.
18?
18 is real good. Well, I was gonna roll. I rolled an 18 as well. He says he takes out. Your preferred weapon is a warhammer or a maul?
Maul.
Either maul. Yeah, I think he goes into a little back stock room and he comes out with this maul that has this it's almost vibrating with air around it. It has this aura, and he sort of picks it up and tosses it to you, and you catch it, and it's it almost feels like you're holding nothing. It's so lightweight. Give it a swing, boy.
And I look around for something to smash. He's probably got just a dummy, a training dummy out there in the forge yard, right? I just go over and I just take a swing at it. It's fucking not 20.
Nice. Well, you smash this wicker and straw training dummy, and it explodes. And a bunch of people in the market around are a little, and then impressed by it. Oh wow, goodness! Did you see that swing, mummy? Yeah, as you swing it, it's it feels so light as you're holding it, and then as you swing it, it's almost it doubles in weight, which it doesn't affect your swing, but the vibrating air around it seems to accelerate it. That was a +1 weapon that he has.
Oh, sweet. How much for this? I like the feel of it.
It's pretty good, right?
This is smooth like butter.
Right, exactly. She's a beauty. Treat her well if you buy her. She would be, well, an old friend at discount, and I mean, you swung that thing like it was your wife, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna say, for you, 115 gold.
Hey, that seems amenable to me.
If you're looking for something, I'm taking on your accent. Hey, if you're looking for something, well, boy, if you're looking for something a little more fiery, I know you like that, right?
I do indeed. That's kind of, my thing.
Of course. Here, give me Betsy back.
There you go.
He takes them all, goes back into the stock room, and then he comes out with another maul. Oh, you would know this. This is a good time for a little lore drop. There is one of the crops that they grow here is called black barley. It grows naturally. Its stalks are charcoal, so they are essential to sort of the artistic economy here, and they are extremely difficult to harvest because they're super delicate. So you can go and try to harvest one, and then it just turns into charcoal, like crumbles away into the wind. They grow them in the like gardens here, like very cultivated. They have special like druidic gardeners, and they grow with specific plants, all that kind of thing. So he walks out with this hammer that is like matte charcoal black, or a maul rather, and there's a little. I think there is a... what would there be on it? I think there is a, like, carved... He somehow compressed black barley into, like, a metallic form, and then carved into it is, like, the shape of a dragon. And then on the other side there... Yeah.
I was just going to say, is it similar to, like, armor that I've seen... like maybe Sotatsu wearing in the past?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, this is a special one. I've been wondering who this would be for. It's a little bit wild.
Oh, this is beautiful. I love the craftsmanship, and I just kind of pick it up and turn it around and take a swing again at another training dummy.
Hell yeah. You hit this training dummy, and it like as it hits, you can see some charcoal like go off the hammer and onto the person, and you get the feeling that if you like sort of stroked your finger on the dragon carving on the hilt, that you could ignite the like charcoal that you just put on the target there.
Ooh, I think if I get that sense, or if I feel like a little button, I push buttons. I push the big red button all the time, and so I'm just, I'm like, oh, cool. Push the button as I'm going.
Love it. Bursts into flames. Ho ho ho! Good boy. God, I love the shit I make. It's so good. And he sort of reaches over, and the like steam that he's been creating, he sort of like whips it into the air and puts the fire out. Well, you've destroyed 2 of my trading dummies.
Hey, I'll be able to craft you up some new ones. Don't worry.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that.
We'll put them together real quick.
Sure. Excellent. Well, for that bad boy, I'm thinking, maybe that is a very special one. I'm going to say 200.
How about 160 and I give you a tattoo?
Ooh, done. Absolutely. He reaches out a hand.
Give him a big old hand clasp.
Such a hard Goliath handshake. Yeah. Awesome. You give him the gold?
Hey.
Awesome. And then this was the flame tongue, correct? That's what you were looking for?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Incredible. Bonus action. Yeah, it deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to any target after you do a bonus action to activate it. Sick. Yeah, you get this fucking sick-ass maul. Well, my boy, how long are you going to be in town?
Hey, I'm not sure yet. I actually have an appointment with Sotatsu here in probably about a half hour, right. I'd assume at this point.
All right.
But I got a little bit to do with him. As I said, I've got that tattoo to do, and I'm not sure how much I can do in just an hour session, so it might take me a couple of days to do this, but I might be able to get it all done at once. Depends on how tough that dragon hide is, and I'll kind of clap him on the shoulder again.
Oh yes, I think very, very tough would be my bet, but if anyone could do it, it's you.
I don't really have too many plans after this. I might, head back home and craft a little bit more, but we'll see what the city has to bring. Last time I wasn't planning on getting kidnapped, and look what happened. And
right.
This time I'm not really planning on much else.
Sure. Incredible. Well, much to do here, much to see.
Hey, indeed. It's always good to see you, and I'll be back later to, we'll go out for an ale, and I'll help you fix up some of those training dummies.
Yes, perfect. Drinking, training dummies, and tattoos. We're going to have a great evening. Well, have a good time, my boy. And he claps you on the shoulder.
You as well, my friend.
Sweet. You walk back out into the market area. Anything else that you're specifically wanting to check out?
I think I'm just poking around some of the small little stalls, seeing if there's anything, like, I don't have a sweetheart back home. I don't really have my family anymore, so I'm not really trying to pick up anything for anybody here. Just seeing if there's anything that piques my interest as I'm kind of going through the different stalls, seeing if there's anything that might help my craft or, maybe something fun for the road, like potions or anything like that.
Sure. There are some shops and like galleries here. You see a place called Araki's Art. That seems to be quite popular. It is all like charcoal on white silk screens. It feels very simple, and yet it requires so much intention, but you can also tell the materials are like sort of out of the user's control. There's a lot of like, I'm just gonna swipe this charcoal on the piece, and whatever it is, like that's what I have to work with. There is a place called Haruna Sauna and Spa. You probably would have. You might have been there after you escaped the kidnapping. It is a like restorative spa. They do like treatments and curse breaking and curing diseases and smaller things as well. There is a series of 3 shops that are all conjoined. There's one called Silks by Contemplation, one called Trance's Tools, and one called Pottery by Persistence. And there's also a place called Minori's Magical Trinkets.
I think I've just taken my time. I've got, 30 minutes to kill, so I'm not trying to spend too much time anywhere, but just doing like a little window shopping as I'm going along, or like looking at stalls and just seeing what there is to see at these different places, and like, I might have to go stop by that sauna later and take a break after that long trip, just stretching myself.
Perfect. Yeah, it's very serene here. Like, it's very active, but it's not chaotic. Seems very, like, well organized. People seem to be working together very well. Restaurants, cookeries, crafting areas, for sure. People of all types crafting different things.
I think I mentioned earlier, I've always loved this city. This is not a home away from home, but a place I've come to enjoy when I come to visit.
Definitely. Great. I think, you're walking around and go, okay, it's been about an hour. Head back to the area where Sotatsu is, and like the boundary of the city, and like kind of his private quarters and stuff is called the Dragon District. You head back to the Dragon District, and we're going to cut back to Reverie and Ilia, but first take like a little 5-minute bio break.
Perfect.
Sure.
Sweet. So we return to Reverie and Ilia entering the Labyrinth Gallery. Okay, this one's a little blurry, but I've noticed that in some of these screens, they're a little blurry until you zoom in. I will say, do whatever you want, but the details on these things are gorgeous. So I encourage you to zoom in if you like. Great. You guys start walking into this Labyrinth Gallery. On both sides of you, these screens, they seem to, like, as you look up at them, they're so tall and they almost look taller than you know they are. You begin walking and you see these plants, these like ferns growing in little patches painted on these screens. Again, the artistry is in a way very simple, but it is so like alive as you keep walking through, as these like plants are popping up. It's almost like, rather than being painted on a screen, it's like the screens are a window and the plants are right there. Like you could swear you could reach out and touch them. and they continue to grow in abundance on this these screens here. And as you're walking, you can smell the wind, like they're like almost swaying in the paintings, and you can smell the plants, like you swear. And these screens continue to as you're walking for maybe like 4 minutes, these screens are growing with these plants more and more on the screens, and you kind of lose the sense of not where you are, but like it kind of becomes real, and you forget the like road you're on, and suddenly you're like in this painted forest, full of trees and ferns. It's almost kind of hard to see.
I think Reverie will just kind of stop and just like really inspect one, like get really close to it, maybe even like put her hand on it so she can maybe like feel what's the texture of like where the plants are like painted onto the screen.
You reach out and your hand like goes through the screen and you touch one of these plants, and it's like made out of paint, but you can feel like the bristles on these like little bristly saplings here. And as you sort of like turn around, you see that you're like in this screen, and you don't really even see like the road that you were on anymore. You're just kind of like in this, and this sort of golden like background, like that's all you see. Is you're kind of in this like golden void, but you're standing in the middle of this like forest of saplings.
Do I see her like disappear into the screen? Or?
You don't see her like disappear, but as she touches it, I think your perception like changes as well. Like rather than being like I'm walking through and there's like paintings on the side, it's like it's so immersive that I think as you look at her, you get the sense that you could join her in that immersion or resist it.
No, I would definitely go in to join. I think she's kind of in awe when she sees it happen, that she just sort of doesn't even think about or hesitate, you know, she just steps in to the immersion as well. And since I've kind of got this bark skin and I sort of said for flavor,
yeah.
I'd like to think her hair sort of turned into that willowy look as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that Ilia kind of blends in a lot with the trees too.
Ooh. Perfect. Do you guys like keep walking? You kind of see that the forest just like goes on.
I don't know that Reverie keeps walking, but I think she'll just stand there for a couple of minutes and just take like a really deep breath of like the scent of these plants, and just like let it out before she turns to Ilia. Whoa, I almost didn't even see you for all the plants.
Oh. I think she looks at her hands again, like to see the bark skin, and I hope you don't dislike it.
I don't know. I think it suits you. Do you dislike it?
I don't know. Different. Does kind of look like I belong in here, though, doesn't it?
It does. But maybe something's just slightly different. I feel like you're foliage isn't, I don't know, doesn't seem native here.
True. I can see why it's a labyrinth. It's enticing to get lost into the trees and the foliage.
Yeah, I mean, it's so peaceful and immersive.
I think Ilia just kind of does that, like, thing where she just stares out into the beauty of the void. And, in a way, like, almost... I think, like, Reverie would see, she kind of wants to go get lost in it for a while. But, stays by Reverie, though. She won't wander off on her own.
As you have that feeling, make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, okay. 22.
Okay. You feel that something is trying to pull you and Reverie apart.
I think instinctually she'd reach for Reverie's hand. You feel that?
No?
Reverie, make a charisma save, please.
Yikes. Okay. That's a 7.
As you reach for her and say, do you feel that? And she says, no. Reverie, you feel yourself... It's not, like, violent in any way, but you just feel yourself, like, pull away from this whole place that you're in. It's almost like you leave your body, and you're just sort of, like, rushing silently away from where Ilia is. We'll come to you in a sec. Ilia, you see Reverie... I think you kind of see her, like, sink into the... Again, this is a very, like, surreal place that you're in. You kind of see her, like, sink into the, like, 2D reality of the thing that you're in. It's almost like she is absorbed into the canvas, and, like, her body just becomes that, like, gold leaf color, and she's gone.
Nice knowing you.
Bye, bitch. Finally. Yeah.
I'm free. No.
I thought she'd never leave.
Well, she was always into art. Now she's really into art.
That's true.
I will try to kind of touch the canvas Reverie. And, I think if nothing happens or she doesn't react, or I'll try to kind of push on it to sort of go into it too.
Yeah, you don't feel her, you don't see her. It's also like, it's very bizarre because it's like if I was like, I'm gonna press my hand to the flatness of the air.
Yeah.
But then if that was like real, and so you're sort of like touching, yeah.
I get what you're trying to say. It's weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I think then, I mean, especially so soon after losing Koru and seeing her sort of get absorbed into this painting, there's this like panic that grips I was gonna say, my name's Reverie, Ilia, and she kind of just starts trying to like call Reverie's name Reverie, please, do you hear me?
You don't get a response. As you call out for her, the forest around you grows taller.
No. Please don't leave me too. Reverie. I don't think there's much she knows what to do. I think a little lost as nothing is responding and the forest is growing and she's starting to feel like she might get lost in all of this. I think what she'll do is what she knows how to do. She pulls out her instrument. She starts playing a sad song.
Yeah.
And hopes that will maybe guide Reverie back to her in a way, or guide anybody to her.
What is the... Yeah, it's so reflexive to, like, make music.
Mm-hmm.
What is the thing that you're wanting to achieve, like, emotionally? Is it to comfort yourself? Is it to express fear?
I think it's like a comforting thing. Like, she's kind of doing it in a way to... She is afraid. She doesn't know what's happening. So I think it's like in a way to ground her, like to find something that she knows how to focus on, you know?
Okay.
It would be a sad sounding song, though, especially because of the mood recently. And just sort of kind of focusing on the music to try to calm herself down and maybe think of a solution.
Give me another charisma save.
A 9.
There is... You take your instrument out and... There is an element of, like, trying to maintain control by making music. Like, maintain control of yourself and your emotions. And like you said about grounding. Of, like, keep myself here so I can focus and, like, do a thing and have a plan, and you feel yourself pulled away from this forest. And you're in sort of this void of this, like, gold leaf painting. And I think that it's... The little bit of control over the situation you were trying to feel by playing the music is obviously just, like, ripped away from you as you sort of vanish away. We're gonna go over to Reverie here. Reverie, you are sort of moved gently through this silkscreen space until you find yourself standing in sort of an open field where there is a, like, explosive growth of these deep blue flowers and vines.
Do I feel like or I guess Reverie, does she feel like she's back in her body, or does she still feel kind of removed?
You don't feel like you are, like, separated in two places in any way, but the surrealism is still there. I think even asking that question, there's like a moment where you're like, I can feel myself walking on the road in the labyrinth. But then you're also, I think you have some sense of like, has to do with your perception. Like, the art here is so like vivid and ancient that it is creating almost like an illusory effect, but you don't think it's arcane.
All right. I feel like she isn't really that worried yet. I feel like she still has more of a feeling of curiosity than anything else. So I think she just kind of explores this new environment with like the flowers and just taking in like the smell and how it smells differently and the textures that's in here.
Yeah. You're walking through this. These flowers are beautiful. They look like the ones that you saw as you were walking on the framing road here, like out in the wilds. And they look like a representation of that. But as you were exploring it, you can like sort of move them. You see that there is like one section of it seems like there's like a bump under it.
Okay. I'll definitely like try to see what that is.
Yeah. I think you reach out and I think there's a moment where you feel that kind of whatever this whole thing is that's happening, like, could resist you, but for some reason it like allows you to interact physically. And underneath there is a tombstone.
Is there like any writing or anything on it?
There is. You don't know the language. It is a language you don't know.
Okay. Can I ritual cast comprehend languages?
Yeah. You sit down, take 10 minutes. You're sitting here in kind of this like secret graveyard with all these beautiful flowers surrounding you. I'm curious if Reverie, like you're like wizard focused on ritual casting, but as you're sitting in like on someone's grave surrounded by like the beauty of nature, are you thinking anything about that? Does it make you feel anything, or are you just like laser focused?
No, I'd say I think she's pretty lost in her thoughts. Her name is Reverie, so
Yeah. Touché.
I think that she is just kind of thinking about Koru still, and I think in the last kind of area she was almost thinking that she wished that he was there, that he would really enjoy this place, especially it just seemed so, the art was just so beautiful and immersive, and it also is so, I feel like it's such a good place to meditate, like it's so tranquil. And so then the very next place she goes, she sees like a tombstone, and she just thinks about how like Koru will never get a place like this.
As that thought kind of like, or that feeling fills your heart, the spell finishes. You realize this is draconic. And it says, actually, give me one sec. A roll for something. Okay. It says, it does not have a name. It is a poem. Draconic is very like squiggly and like vertical. People think that it's written that way because it's almost like a dragon's breath. Like it has sort of this like unpredictable, like wavy. This poem reads, The past like a ripple in the pond, the present in the leaves flowing with the wind. When clouds gather and spirits scatter in the breeze, without knowing why, I feel forlorn. The wing of the silk crane dips in the pond, the other wing grazing the leaf, which falls silently to touch upon the water. There are no separations between then and now. This poem from the past is being written still, though my scales might be no longer and my wings not feel the sky, their fire has not for a moment flickered, warmth from the past beating sweat on your brow.
I think she just smiles a bit at having found a poem of all things. And she'll just kind of take a second to try to commit like as much of that to memory as she can.
Yeah. As you are sitting there, you feel yourself being pulled once again out of this place, and you go into the canvas, and we're going to go over to Ilia. Ilia, you find yourself... It almost feels like Twilight where you are. So glittery. The goldenness of all of these screens is overwhelming. You are standing in a place. There are these like 2 or 3 little ponds. And around them, these sort of bushes of fluffy white flowers.
As I look around and realize I'm not really where I was anymore, I think her music falters, like she was strumming and then it just makes a mistake and then kind of just stops, realizing this is not working. And I think she takes this moment to just kind of stand there, taking this all in, and then eventually will move over to one of the ponds and kind of kneel out to touch it. What the water feels like, if at all.
It. Yeah. You touch it and it's cool. Not freezing, but it's cool water. And as you touch it, it ripples, and the ripple, like, plays the last few notes of what you were playing as you arrived here. And the music kind of, like, echoes from up out of this pond. And it's very sad.
Even water can be sad here. Really know what I'm supposed to do here. I think she kind of just sits there, a little lost both physically and emotionally.
Mm.
There comes a time where
you...
nothing's happening, then she'll probably try to move, but...
As you sit down and are, like, emotionally and physically and spiritually just feeling lost, you feel the, like, twilight sort of dimness, like, glow and brighten. And the whatever is creating light inside this painting seems to get brighter.
Seeing everything get brighter, can I kind of look around and see what the light source might be, like, coming from? Is there, like, a moon? Is it stars? Is it
Make
a
a
glowing
perception
rock?
check.
15.
15. There's no light source that you can see. You're just kind of in this golden void, and it seems like the gold got like more shiny. You also see that, like, you think you could keep walking. Maybe I should have said this before, but you don't feel like I'm in a box of what the screens show.
Yeah.
You think you could keep moving if you wanted to.
Yeah, that was kind of going to be the next step for her, is after a while, as she's here, and I think there comes this point where she's like, well, sitting here is not getting anywhere, so she'll stand and start kind of moving forward somewhere, moving in a direction. I don't think there's really a forward or backwards where she is right now.
Yeah. You walk through this place, and the brightness, it feels more like noon light now. And the ponds fade into the distance, and there is green grass. And you come to a hill, green small hill, and somewhere beneath the hill there is just like growing beautiful white flowers.
These art pieces are really beautiful, by the way.
Right?
Yeah, she'll kind of walk up this hill, and she'll take a moment to smell the flowers.
They smell like honey and salt. And as you crest the hill, you see just like sort of an endless field of these, and you can see like a little line of, there's a body of water over there somewhere.
I think she has one of those moments too where she thinks Cora would probably really like this. And also, white flowers can be symbolic to death too. So there's also that sort of moment of realization, and again, just her usual staring to take it in, the beauty of it all, before she finally starts moving, and she'll head towards that other body of water. So.
Love it. And we'll cut back to Reverie. Reverie, as you're walking or pulled to this other place, you see these flowers growing, but suddenly you're walking on like a wooden path. It's like a little windy. It's narrow. It's very beautiful. And these blue flowers are sort of growing beside it.
Does it seem like she could step off of the wooden path if she wanted to?
Yeah.
I think she would do that and would investigate these flowers a little bit closer as well.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
All right. $24.
24. You step off and are sort of kneeling in this little growing patch of flowers by this walkway that's leading somewhere. I think it's hard because investigation is intellectual. So I think the intellectual side of you goes, there's something very sad about these flowers. But I don't know if you feel that or let yourself feel that. What is...
Honestly, here, kind of in this like isolated place, I think that she would let herself feel that, maybe more than she normally would.
Yeah. Reverie. When your mom died, did you bury her, cremate her?
I imagined that we kind of cremated her, and then the ashes almost kind of go back into some of the areas around Maracaiani, especially kind of maybe like any kind of nature or like forest, for sure around that.
Yeah. I don't know if... I think maybe that thought or the memory comes up of scattering some of her ashes in like a field with flowers. They wouldn't look like this because these are like spring flowers. But maybe as you're going, the artist who made this was expressing sadness in a strange way through these beautiful flowers, and then allowing yourself to feel it, and then just like, you know, just a little moment of like, oh, something that flowers remind me of, sad flowers, you know.
Yeah. I think she kind of thinks back to maybe even that like tradition too of kind of like spreading someone's ashes and putting it into, it's kind of almost, you know, back to the land so things can grow, or into the water to turn into clay. And it's like it's to become the art or the crafts that they make. I think she just kind of thinks about that life cycle a little bit, and how it gives maybe a little meaning to something that otherwise would be very sad.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's... Yeah, there is when someone dies, there's like such a loss of control. And to kind of surrender to it and go, where does death lead? And like for your mom, it's like, well, her death leads to her ashes returning to the earth and becoming things that then other people use to make a living and express themselves. And I think there's something that strikes you about that in this moment. Do you keep walking?
I think so. I think that she would just kind of touch and reach one of the flowers like one last time, and then probably get back onto the path and follow it.
The path leads... You can tell it leads to a house. You don't like see the house, but something in your soul is like, you know, I'm in a house. And then you are standing in this beautifully decorated room in a style that is not familiar to you, just culturally. The room is a little messy, lived in. There's some kittens running around. You can see like silk, like textiles on the ground that are like half stitched and like being woven together, made into things. And you can see this dividing screen that's been so painstakingly hand painted by someone, and you can see the robe like thrown over it a little haphazardly. And it just feels very alive, and it feels warm and intimate.
Yeah. I think that Reverie would definitely be inspecting all the different, like you said, like how intricate the screen was. I think she might smile a little bit at the thought of looking at a screen while she's inside a screen. But like the different like textiles that aren't quite finished yet, because that's something she would kind of know a little bit about as well. I think one thing that she's thinking about is just like the amount of time that people dedicate out of their lives to make things like this. Like, as someone who creates a lot, I feel like she recognizes, you know, things that take dozens, 100 hours to make, and just kind of like having some respect for that, for sure.
Yeah. Thinking about dedication. I think that's just me as a DM. I think dedication is like kind of a great word just for Reverie. Like what I know about your family and your lifestyle and growing up. There's also something very, you know, it's true over all the lands of Muse, but like you've talked about before with weaving, that sometimes you make one stitch wrong and you have to like undo it all and start over, and that requires so much dedication, and you're feeling that reflected in the space you're in, and maybe reminds you of home a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to Ilia real quick. Ilia, you find yourself, the hill descends, and then there is a crashing ocean lapping at the hill beneath you, and more notably, there are painted fans fluttering like frantically in the air, flying around, almost swarming. Each of the fans is really intricately painted. They themselves have scenes within them, little moments and memories. And as you walk into this place, you're like, all you can hear is the crashing of the ocean, like violently, and you're kind of like lost in this swarm of like pieces of memories and ideas and emotions.
I think as this sort of overwhelming sensation of all of this hits her, she's just gonna kind of stand in it and close her eyes and almost like accept it and let it wash over her, if that makes sense. And maybe like after a while she'll open her eyes again and try to like see what these moments and memories are in the fans. Kind of see if they're trying to tell her something, maybe. But if not, that's okay too.
I think as you close your eyes and just like surrender, you feel something deeply shift. Whether that's in you or whether it's in whatever's going on. Not like a click, it's more like smooth and fluid than that. And when you open your eyes, the fans are completely still, like levitating in midair, and you see kind of every kind of emotion reflected here. You see calmness and peace and beautiful paintings of flowers. You see like rage and righteousness and purpose in this fan that has a painting of a warrior charging on a horse. You see like the joy of new things, almost like youthful innocence in like little baby buds of flowers depicted. You see people traveling, hope for a different life or for something exciting, adventure, anger, community, gentleness.
I think there's definitely a pause over any of the ones that are happy.
Yeah.
You know? As she just kind of eyes those and ponders their meanings. Oh, I'm sorry. Guess I held her a moment too long. And I don't know, I think after a while she's just kind of like, I guess with that accepting of how everything's been in this place, there's also this sort of like accepting that she'll find it when she needs to, I in a weird way. And she just kind of looks around after to see if there's another direction to go, or if not, maybe even just ask the fans, like,
As you...
where is the exit?
At the same time, Reverie, you're in that little room in someone's house, just admiring the dedication and kind of seeing how that pops up for different people in all different ways. You both find yourselves, suddenly you see each other, you're standing next to each other, both lost in a swarm of fans bigger than the one you were in before. Nothing else in the space, just a swarm of every emotion, all kinds of memories from the past, from a world you don't understand, memories from a dragon in a world where people didn't exist yet, memories from the world that he saw and saved, memories of other people. It's deeply overwhelming. I just want to ask, what does this make you feel?
I think for Reverie, it's almost a perspective of maybe how significant or not significant she is. Like, it's almost like, have you ever felt like, for a second, you think about how many people there are in the world, and how the world is just like a planet in the universe. I feel like she's like that experience where she's like, oh, I'm literally just like a speck of dust. Like, whenever you take into consideration the whole of everything. I think that's just seeing like all these different emotions and memories from so many different lives lived. I think she just remembers that hers is just one of them.
What is that? Does that make her sad, afraid, relieved?
I think there's definitely a feeling of being like relieved. Just like kind of when you accept that you're not in control of everything. So I feel like she almost feels a little bit more free.
Love it. What about Ilia?
I think as Ilia realizes these are like so many memories and this overwhelming like lifespan of this dragon, she is in awe of how there can be a creature, person, that has all of this history and experience and emotion, and in a way, his life is its own art and something to admire, much like all the other beautiful art and scenes we've seen, and just kind of does her way of staring at it in this awestruck state.
Beautiful. You both are there only for a moment, experiencing that feelings before everything goes still, and you are in a different place. Standing around a misty lake, there are several cranes that have almost like silky moth wings. Their feathers are like silken, and they're flying up and off away into the wind, and floating in the air around you is script in Draconic Reverie that you can still read, and it is part of that poem you saw that just says, there are no separations between then and now. This poem from the past is being written still. Though my scales might be no longer, and my wings not feel the sky, their fire has not for a moment flickered, warmth from the past beating sweat on your brow. You just see that.
I think she would read that aloud for Ilia.
Poem.
As you say that, you both are moved to something that suddenly you are back on the Labyrinth Road, and in front of you, something that you instinctively know is a door, depicting two storm giants. You can see thunder and wind represented in them. And as you stand before them, there is a roar, like a bellowing dragon roar, and the doors open.
I think Reverie would smile over at Ilia and say, I guess we made it.
At least we're not lost in the... I suppose.
It somehow felt like not very much time passed, but also like an eternity passed at the same time.
Agree.
You guys enter the same room that Eld was in earlier. This receiving room. Yeah, and immediately you see all this grandeur, and immediately walking in is Kimo, who I described before. Hello, welcome to Tawaraya. My name is Kimo.
Hello, Kimo.
Hello. Any particular interest in coming to our town?
Yes. I'm Reverie, and this is Ilia, and we were sent to see Sotatsu so we could get some silk screens.
Right. Yes, we were told about you. Where is the other one? We were told there were 3.
Sadness.
Weeping.
Yeah. She doesn't cry, but she does look down, and fortunately he did not make it. We're attacked on the way here.
Oh. Well, that is a great sorrow. We have some remedies for that, though of course that cannot be fixed easily, but I make an exceptional cup of tea, and you have arrived just in time, so Tatsu is about to take his break. So if you are ready, or do you need a moment?
No. Ready to meet.
Sweet. She takes you. She takes you through this little corridor and turns left down these beautiful halls that, like, all of those paintings and screens you just saw, like, it's that, but absolutely everywhere. And it doesn't have the same, like, disorienting, surrealist experience, but it is, like, I cannot describe to you, I don't know if any of you have sat in a room where all four walls are those, but I have, and it felt like being in heaven. It was, like, crazy. The way that I was like, this is a flat painting, and it feels like I'm outside, like it's insane. So that kind of feeling that you're getting here. She walks you into a place with a beautiful door, and there is a, like, charcoal red dragon sort of with its little paw on, like, a little slit where she slides the door open. And pause, cutting over to Eld, is there anything you wanted to do before going back to...
No, like I said, I think I was just poking around the shops and just not really going into anywhere, doing a little bit of window shopping, and eventually making my way back to where I need to be.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, you've made your way back, and Kimo had led you to this, like, tea room that is where Sotatsu has his 1 hour little break every day. So you guys walk in. Sotatsu is not there yet, but you do see a 7'9" fire Goliath with a, like, giant charcoal maul sitting at this low table on a little mulberry paper mat. Everyone, this is Eld. This is Reverie and Ilia. They are travelers helping with the show. This is Eld. He is a beloved visitor.
I look at both of you and, like, wave, and I'm like, oh, hi, Ilia, and hi, Reverie, but I look at Reverie when I say Ilia, and Ilia when I say Reverie.
Great. You're gonna fuck with all of us.
Hello, Eld, was it?
Hi, that's my name. Eld Yarnsmith.
I think that Reverie will just, like, look at you for a second and just kind of take in your, large Goliath appearance, and then she'll reach down because they are so common in Marokkaini that she knows a handshake that she's seen many Goliaths do in her time. So she'll see if you'll, like, do that handshake with her.
Oh, definitely.
Whoa, you guys dap?
We got our little like
cool.
Marokkaini secret
Level up.
handshake.
Yeah. You guys go Super Saiyan.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Aura farming.
Instabond.
I think she'll just smile at that and just say, well, I guess I'm not the only one a long way from home.
No, I was actually invited out here to do a little bit of artwork for Sotatsu.
Oh, really? What kind?
I do a wee bit of tattooing. I'll kind of indicate some of my artwork on myself.
On dragon scale?
It's a special way that my father taught me that it's a little bit more of a kind of chisel and poke method. Maybe a little bit more painful than your most average tattoo, but something that lasts a bit longer and maybe has a little bit more lasting effect.
Wonder if it would hurt a dragon just as much.
I think I'd probably only be able to chip a scale. Maybe engrave a scale just a wee bit, but I haven't tried it on a dragon yet. I'd be interested to, though, if they're interested.
I think you notice that talking about practicing a trade passed down to you from your father, there's definitely like an approval in Reverie's like demeanor. She's like, yes.
So, where are you from?
Symphony.
Well, we've been traveling. Yeah. And we've been traveling quite a bit, gathering items for the show.
Oh, that's an interesting task right there. You have a Marokayeni look about you. What city or village are you from?
That is such a good question.
Called Wiverwood.
That's right. I'm from Wiverwood, if you've ever been there.
You know Ernest.
I do. How do you know Ernest?
I got this magnificent pair of boots from Ernest, and I'll just kind of point out my boots of, what are they? Boots of the Winterlands?
Winterlands, yeah. It absolutely looks like Ernest's leatherworking. You can, see his stamp on it.
Oh yeah, she fully just crouched on the ground and is looking at these up close. That's so exciting that he's actually my brother, so I don't know how much you got to talk to him, but
Just a wee bit, and just trading, craftsmen talk back and forth. I do a little bit of blacksmithing on the side as well. I hail from Devil's Den. Or Devil Den, I think it is.
yeah. Which, side note, Devil's Den is a place in Arkansas. It's a state park that's very cool. Anyways. Well, that's so cool. I don't know anything about smithing, but I do appreciate a good craft.
I do as well. What do you do for your craft, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I guess my main one is kind of just some weaving and embroidering, tapestry work. But I know a little leather worker and wood carver stuff myself.
Oh, fantastic. How about you? He looks to who he thinks is Reverie, but is Ilia. How about you, Ilia? Or, sorry, Reverie. I'm gonna get confused doing this.
I'm
Until one of
Ilia.
you corrects him. Yeah.
Well, when you call me Reverie, she's like, I'm Ilia. She's Reverie, and I play music and write poetry.
Ah, fantastic. Don't seem like a fun bunch.
Fun is not usually the first word people use to describe me.
Right as soon as you say that, the sliding doors open, and two tabaxi. There's one that's it's black. It's fine. There's one that is super silky black, almost panther-like, and one that is super puppy light, and they're both wearing armor and have wooden swords stowed away. They walk in and they're holding little bowls of food, and they put in front of each of you with a little nod. There is some kind of almost a stew, or it's there's water onions, and then there are these pickled minnows that are wrapped in lily pads, and then there is half of a satsuma orange given to you, and the other half has been used to make a gelée to put over these little wraps.
Eld is just starting to stuff his face, just one thing after another, just maybe a little messy, maybe not the best decorum, but he's satisfied, and as he's belching and slapping his belly and just laughing and having a good time, probably knocking both of you over as he's giving you little elbow bumps.
Ilia would thank them when they put the food down, and then probably went to take a bite, and then he's knocking her over, so it's has to catch it from falling on the floor. And
I think one of these tabaxi flicks their hand out, and it lands perfectly on their claws, and they say, "Don't worry about it. Here you
thank
are."
you. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Of course. So Tatsu should be in any moment. Is there anything else we can get you?
I hear you have the best sake in town.
Oh, yes indeed. We'll go tell Chemo. sort of like slink out. Yeah.
I think it being around someone this like boisterous is reminding her a little bit of her dad back home. So I think that she is actually enjoying this like little tea and lunch or whatever like quite a bit. She's just kind of like laughing and I think she's just having a good time. I think she might even say to Eld, you know who you really need to meet is my dad, Mary. I feel like you guys would get along just fine.
I'm always a fan of new friends. That sounds like a blast to me. Are you all traveling back to Merylkaini after this, or are you going to Sylphany? Where's your next step on this little journey that you're taking?
Yeah, I think that we do need to stop at Bakrilica, but after that we're going to Merylkaini, I think. And she'll just kind of look over.
Yeah, I was planning on going back that way myself, so I wouldn't mind traveling along if you guys need a fellow companion.
I was thinking Merylkaini might be better to go to before Sylphany, but also Eld, it is dangerous to travel with us, it seems. Danger seems to find us, so I'm not sure you really want to.
I laugh in the face of danger, and he just like belches as he like sips another drink and maybe like shoves more food in his mouth.
It's totally my childhood with the Lion King there, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. As he does that, she's just... It did kill our previous companion.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I just want you to understand it. It is dangerous.
I don't know, probably all the more reason for me to come along then if it's dangerous for the two of you to go alone.
I think Reverie will eye his, I guess, are your weapons in here with you?
Yeah, probably like you would see at least my new charcoal maul, which has that like kind of charcoal look to it with that dragon kind of imprinted on the side. You would probably see at least his hammer, like war hammer on his hip, and then that smaller like smith's hammer as well.
All right. I like how you would see at least, and it's 3 different weapons.
Oh yeah.
But I think she would just eye those and just say, well, I'm not going to argue with that. You seem pretty strong. But as long as you know what you're up against, I guess.
Hey, well, sure. And he just like flexes his muscles just a little bit and like...
They're real big.
I suppose having the extra help would be good. So, thank you.
Hey, not a problem. I just got a bit of work to do here. A little bit of tattooing. I'm not sure how long that's going to take me, but it sounds like you guys have something to do here in the city as well. And I highly recommend going back out to that marketplace and checking out some of the shops. You've got a very, very fantastic marketplace here in the city.
Well, I do love shopping.
Of course, then.
Just then, the doors, like, they're sitting at a kind of like square-shaped table, but the middle, like, it's just the outlines. And the door right in front of you slides open. You see Chemo sliding it open, holding a pot of tea. And there is a red dragon person. You see right behind him, those 2 tabaxi are like, they've clearly just taken off his armor. They're holding this like fucking sick. Like charcoal black, you know, kind of that like samurai armor with the like layered pauldrons, have taken it off and are like going somewhere to put it safely. So Tatsu is wearing this like kind of modest robe. It's just like black, but it's such beautiful silk, and there's a little bit of like tiny little gold detailing like on the cuffs and on the lapel. For a little context, because I had to figure this out, so you guys, well, Eld, you've met Sotatsu. You probably talked to him after you escaped being kidnapped. He probably would have been curious and concerned. But for some context, Reverie and Ilia, you've never seen a dragonborn. There's not like a dragonborn species here. You know what you know about Pictora. Essentially, sorry, I should have reread these notes from before. Ilia, you would know that there aren't any dragonborn, or rather, so it is known that some people who are conceived in the depths of sort of the like wild fairy wood part of Sylphony are born as like opalescent purple dragonborn with these like gossamer butterfly wings, but it's like very, very rare. In Marokaiani, there are not dragonborn. The manifestation of what some people think as dragons in Marokaiani is there's a disease there called vanishing scale, where some babies are born with like where their skin is in places there's like a ghostly dragon scale, and it is like extremely aggressive. So most babies who are born with it die in like a week because it just like spreads and grows and they just like vanish. So Tatsu is not like, oh, he's a powerful dragonborn. It's like he's the only one in the lands of Muse, at least like in recent history. So just some context of that for y'all. He walks in and sort of over his shoulder says, "Koetsu, Korin, thank you," and nods to the two tabaxi. He goes and sits down and kneels. He has not made eye contact with you, with any of y'all, yet he sits down and sort of lets out a long, deep breath. Emo puts a little bit of this tea. It's like glowing blue. It's so pretty. And she walks over and she says, "Will there be anything else?" And he says, "No, thank you, Kimo." And he picks up his glass and looks at the three of you and just sort of raises his glass.
Hey, Satatsu. Good to see you again.
And you, Eld? He takes
Do we
a
have
sip.
tea as well? Well,
Yeah. She gives
Okay.
everyone tea. No, none for you. Stay thirsty.
We have to earn it first.
yeah, dang.
Yeah, exactly. It tastes like sunshine and flowers. It is like impossibly light and airy. It tastes like soaring carefree in the open sky. Actually, it gives anyone who consumes it gets proficiency in a wisdom skill or tool for an hour. So who knows if that'll be relevant, but just to note, because I will forget.
Would that include like my smithing tools potentially?
Yeah, so you gain proficiency in a tool or wisdom.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, for an hour. Yeah. He takes a long drink and he says, "Well, you must be the... I apologize for the loss of your companion."
Thank you. will be remembered.
We will make sure of it. I have... Well, Eld, welcome back. I've been told you have something for me.
Hey, Seek's Meat actually has a gift for you. I don't know if he's given you too much information on it quite yet, but I had a feeling he'd at least talk to you maybe a little bit about it before sending me all this way.
Everyone make an insight check.
Can I have gained proficiency in insight for an hour?
Yeah, totally.
Hell yeah.
14.
10.
9.
Cool. Yeah, you don't read anything in particular as you say that Sheikh Samid has brought him a gift. He's not cold, but he seems very like so extremely steady that he almost comes off as like totally disaffected.
Very stoic.
Yeah, very stoic. He looks at you, Eld. A gift, yes. Sorry, did you mention it was a tattoo?
I didn't. I kind of kept it ambiguous because I didn't know for sure if, some meat had talked to him at all about it. I figure if you're going to get somebody a tattoo as a gift, you're going to at least see, hey, do you want a tattoo?
No, Samit did not tell me he was sending me a gift. He is a surprising man.
It's a little interesting you mentioned that he gave you, because he also gave us a gift to pass on to you. Not as extravagant as a tattoo, but she'll pull out the emerald pen and present it to him.
He takes it, looks at it, sort of like puts it in a little pocket. Thank you, I am very grateful. If you see him again, give him my best.
We'll pass it on, if we do. I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
How dare you?
I was just going to say, Samit wanted me to get you a tattoo, so where do you want it and what sort of art do you want?
Oh, my.
Little heart with Samit in the middle of it?
No. No.
Oh, that's a sketch that Samit drew up, so I wasn't sure.
I'm going to have to write to him. All right. Takes another drink of his tea. Nothing. Yes. He is a dear comrade. We do much trading with the silent monks, as we require much ink here.
Lots of trading in ink.
Takes another
Sorry.
drink of his tea. Okay, a tattoo. And you're sure you could tattoo? I don't really have skin.
Well, we haven't really tried it out quite yet, but I've been practicing on a few different materials. I did a little bit of rock carving, and then I,
Okay.
tried in a few different areas, and these have actually kind of been passed down in my family for a very long time, and it seems like they've taken on, I'll leave this up to your interpretation, Jake, but like kind of a magical property where they're able to do things different than most tattoo artists I've seen.
Well, I have lived for, I don't know how long, but thousands of years. But the idea of a tattoo is a little overwhelming. Something that lasts forever is like a really long time for me. But, if my good ally, Sheikh Samit, wants to gift it to me, it would be rude to reject the gift. And I do have a design in mind, actually.
Hey, alright, well, can I see it and maybe practice it a few times before I start going at it on you?
Oh, sure. Yes, I will give it to you in private. He sort of glances at the other two of you.
Works just fine for me.
Oh boy.
It's fucking Sheik's face. Just
His phone number.
yeah.
I'm just picturing like the name Samit right across the neck.
Yeah. Very subtle, you know.
One of those hearts with like the ribbon and the name in it.
Yeah. It says good comrade. Alright, well, you know I'm only free for really an hour a day. Is this something we could accomplish in that time?
Well, I think it's something that we may have to work on for a little while. I don't know that we're going to be able to get it done in just a day, but 2, maybe 3 if we work for it at a few days at a time. It kind of depends on the size of the tattoo.
I think small.
Yeah, a small one we might be able to get done in an hour, but if it's like a full back piece, it's probably like a couple days work, you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming all this way, Eld. I'm sure Samit paid you handsomely, as he always does. Reverie, Ilia. I have more bad news for you.
What is it?
Yeah?
The piece that our artists were working on was unfinished, and the artists went to go find the materials they needed, wild materials. They needed more gold leaf, and it is extremely rare, though it grows in abundance out in the wild, in the Orophilia flowers, and we didn't want to diminish our natural supply in the biomes here in the city. So they went out to find some. It is a tedious task, but not impossible, nor should it have been dangerous. They are accomplished artists and survivalists. They should have been back. They left in the morning. They should have been back by nightfall. And it has been 4 days.
That does not sound good.
No, I know, well, Sir Hugh Crier met us on the road here, and we kind of talked about some of the more recent activity of the giants in certain areas. Actually, our companion that was killed, we got killed by, or he got killed by an elemental, but she seemed to think it may have had something to do with the storm giants, and that perhaps many giants have been acting strangely lately. And I know that there are many hill giants in the area surrounding here.
Especially since hill giants have to obey the storm giants.
There are very few, if any, hill giants here. But all of the fire giants in the lands of Muse are within Tawaraya. If their behavior has changed, or is being manipulated, that would be of great concern. In the earliest years, right after Tawaraya was born and the fire giants were sealed here, I decided I did not want to slaughter an entire species. So I defeated the heads of the 3 fire giant tribes in a duel, and due to my victory, they agreed to a diplomatic deal. Fire giants may not attack Tawaraya. They must attack me first. That is why I sit in watch all the time. But if they are... Fire giants are violent and bad, as Eld can tell you. However...
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking dicks. Not a big fan. Real kind of assholes.
Not really bad. Really, really bad.
I think you do see a little bit of Eld's temper start to flare up. It doesn't get all the way to that level, but I think that you see that there's that potential for it there, like that little bit of fire in his eyes, you know?
I think the fact that he just said they're a bunch of fucking dicks in front of this, like, leader of this, and, you know, this, like, dragon, ancient dragon, too, is just kind of like, she's a little taken aback at the blatant swearing.
No, he's right. And he has more first-hand experience than most. So listen to his judgment. They are bad. They are also honor-bound, in a way. Their societies work off of sort of a militant structure, and they love battle and war. So if you can best them, then they will kneel to you, at least momentarily.
You think one of the fire giants attacked the artist?
I'm not sure that is the danger of leaving the city into the wilds. My deal with them is about protecting the city. So if a child wanders off into the woods, they can do as they wish. But the artists are quite capable. They're not simply brush holders. They have magic and have gone on their own adventures, so I would hope they're not simply dead. But if they are, then someone needs to go gather the materials. Or rescue them. Hopefully that.
Sounds like this is a side quest. Do you know where the artist would have gone to gather the materials?
Oh, there are many groves of Orophelias. Only 1 in every 1,000 Orophelias has golden petals. So they are rare, but if you can track a grove long enough, you will find one. I'm more concerned with... There's no really safe direction to go. The fire giants have bases, but sometimes they are nomadic, sometimes they are stationary, and they often go on hunts. They also harvest materials at a very aggressive rate. The black barley, which is so dear to us and so difficult to harvest and difficult to maintain, they rip up in miles at a time. Another part of my diplomacy with them is attempting to maintain the delicate ecosystem here. But I know that the artists, their names were...
Oh, you're paying with names, man.
No, I have them written down. I'm just too ADD to keep all my tabs up.
Same.
Here we go. The 3 artists, there's one named Panzen. She is a dwarf. Bright blonde hair. There is one named Shiki. He is a gnome. Fiery red. Absolutely nuts. And there is Netsu. He is a rabbit folk. Dark, sort of grayish black. He's very peaceful and quiet.
Did they all go on this?
Yes, they
venture?
went together. They often do. They harvest their own materials. They are renowned artisans, and as such, they do not take materials that are grown in the city. They leave those for others. So it is very concerning.
I think that Reverie would look over to Eld and just say, "You said you had some first-hand experience with fire giants?"
I think he'll kind of show his wrists there, and there's definite scarring. What looks like probably manacles at one point on there, and he says, "Yeah, I was their pet prisoner, you could say, for a few years. Not a very fun experience, I would say.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Well, I kind of brought it on myself, but that's a different story for later.
I was going to ask if you wouldn't mind joining us to go find these artists. Of course, when you're not doing the tattoo. But I don't know is that a bad experience for you?
Hey, not at all. I wouldn't mind getting a little bit of my own back.
All right.
Definitely think we could use help, especially if we end up having to face giants. Be good to have someone with experience.
I do not recommend facing them.
I mean, I don't want to, but there might come a point where we have no choice.
Yeah, stealth or, like you said, trying to best them might be the way to go, whether it's not a wrestling contest, probably not going to best them in that, but find a challenge that you might be able to win, archery contest. I don't know, something like that.
Right?
All right.
It would work. Win their favor in a way. They are angry, obviously. Angry beings. And violent. And highly intelligent. And mostly very organized. So I would recommend taking a stealthy approach. Don't go in swords blazing, so to speak. If Tenzin, Shiki, and Netsu are alive, get in, get out. There's no need to fight them.
Have a recommendation on how we can even begin to find them? What direction or...
I know a little bit outside of this area. I'm not super familiar with it, but I've been there a time or two.
It is possible. I think the best way is to track where they were going. I know they left from right here. They really could have gone in any direction, but we are not generally concerned with covering our tracks, so...
All right. I also have the ability to locate specific objects, so if you know of anything very, specific that one of them might have on them.
Yes, certainly I am quite close with the three of them. Panzin, the dwarf, she has a metal hair ring that she keeps her blonde hair in. It is an ancient dwarven artifact passed down in her family for generations. Shiki has a magical staff made of mulberry wood with a magnolia flower growing from it. And Netsu is an absolutely exceptional lute player.
All right. I think that should help.
If you go, Eld, I'm not sure how much information you got while you were enslaved. There are 3 fire giant tribes. To the north of the city is the Donaru tribe. They are crafters. Their focus is in crafting. They can be very dangerous because they use their intellect as a weapon. They create machines of war. To the west is the Guntai tribe. They are the most militant. They are hyper-disciplined, hyper-organized. Raw numbers and obedience is the danger there. And to the east is the Abare tribe. Eld, I think that would be the tribe you were kidnapped by. I think maybe you tried to go to the Donaru because they're crafters.
And they just said kick rocks, loser.
No, I think you went the wrong way. I think you didn't know where you were going. Yeah. To the east is the Abare tribe. They operate almost solely on rage. So they are unpredictable and impulsive and highly violent. Constant power struggles within.
That might also be another way that we can go about it, is try and fuel one of those power struggles and via one side over the other. I think that's maybe how I tried to get my way out of there too, is like I created a distraction and had like a fight, and while that was going on, snuck the fuck out.
Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I'm sorry that there is yet another obstacle. I have heard that your journey... Sheikh Samit wrote and told me of what happened with the hill giants there. It seems things have only gotten more complicated.
Yes, it has been, well, quite the journey, but the show must go on, I suppose.
Not much of a choice. I suppose we do, but it wouldn't be a good choice for everyone.
He's going to take a little piece of paper out from like a little drawer in the table, and he's going to pull out some like wet ink paint and a brush, and he's going to say, "We don't always have a choice." He dips the brush and puts like a streak of wet ink paint, and before he lets it dry, he dips his paintbrush in the ink again and then into the tea and like drops a little piece of watery ink, and it completely changes the streak that he made. It like makes it go in new directions that he's not intending. And he says, "You just have to go with the flow, really."
I think Il just laughs at that and like takes a big old drink and swigs down. Like, I don't know if she brought the sake out, but he would do like big swig of sake.
I think this just makes Ilia now I'm calling myself Reverie.
Right?
It just makes Ilia reflect on that moment where she was like giving in to all of the and letting go, you know, that moment where she let go in the labyrinth, and kind of just nods to him appreciatively.
Life is uncontrollable, but if you just let go, it might take you to... And he sort of puts another wet drop in there and like holds it where you guys can't see it, and he says, "You never know what things might come of it, beautiful things." And he turns it around, and it like somehow, just with 3 strokes, it has like turned itself into like what looks like a black river. There's like flow in it.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
It was a beautiful way to say it and demonstrate it. Thank you.
Thank you for your service. I hope someone has said that to you already.
I don't think anyone has they? Or am I just not remembering?
Crier did.
Meh.
Literally got down on her knee.
I literally don't remember that. Like, I mean, Ilia's not saying this, but I, as a player, I don't remember. But maybe it was because it was like, I don't think Sir Hugh Crier did. Especially because when we first went out to do this, it wasn't expected to be so dangerous. You know? It was a nice
she might have thanked
tale.
you in the beginning when she asked you guys to do it, but I don't. As I asked that, I was like, wait, has anyone? I don't think any. They've given support, but I don't know if those words have happened.
I think at that moment, like, there is just that sort of validation that you feel with a good thank you at the right time that Ilia would probably reflect in her face and just kind of nod to him again, like, thank you for saying that.
you all will, of course, have highly discounted prices at any stores or services you required. The two of you will receive lodging here in the Dragon District.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it probably seems like we might be able to... Like, we might need to get on the road quick to save these fellows then, huh?
It has been much more time than I am comfortable with. I was about to send some of my own people out, but it leaves the city vulnerable in a way that I just can't agree to do.
Isn't it kind of late? Sorry, isn't it kind of late? I mean, we had the fight with Koru and he died today for us, and...
I mean... Well, it's probably been... I think it's probably like 1 p.m.
Not that
because
late.
like a fight is only 6 seconds. You guys woke up and like traveled for an hour, then the fight happened. Call that another like hour of the Sir Hugh Crier stuff, then another hour of traveling. Call it an hour in the gallery, and call this like it's been an hour in here. If you started traveling at 8.
Yeah.
Regardless, I think at Eld, I almost said Koru. I think at Eld kind of saying like, "Oh, we need to hit the road." I think Reverie might just kind of look a little like embarrassed to say this, but just be like, well, Ilia and I have had a rather long day. I know time is of the essence, but I just don't know if either of us will be able to, I don't know, be our best if we set out today.
Hey, we'll rest then and then hit the road in the morning. Maybe stock up on supplies today.
I think that would be wise.
The land, ask questions in the city.
Yes. Do not leave when your resources are depleted. And perhaps this is an optimistic thing to say, but it's been 4 days. If it's 5 days, you know.
Yeah.
Yes. I suppose we should let you two discuss the tattoo then. You. The rest of your break.
Yes.
Elt, do you want to just meet like in the reception area or around here in the morning?
Or if you guys are planning on maybe going out into the market district, I can meet y'all over there. I've got a fantastic shop that I can really highly recommend. Good
All
friend
right.
of mine, what was his name? Luftberg.
Right.
Fantastic craftsman. He's a real good guy. I think he'll give you some great prices on anything that you might need there, but I think that's a good meeting place, and then we can explore the city from there.
Sounds good.
I'd give you directions there too. That way it would be easy for you to find.
Finish the tea. And don't want to waste too much time since he only has an hour. And
As you guys stand, he rises and walks over to you and just holds a hand out.
I'll shake it.
I think he doesn't shake it. He just kind of holds it.
Oh, okay.
Just like grips it and looks you in the eye. His sclera are like jet black, and his irises are like a burning ruby. And he just nods at you.
She tries not to stare too much because he's just so fascinated, like, you know, to see. And it'd just be weird to stare at him too long. And
yeah.
Build has also
He's
got
used to it.
He's also gotten up and he's given you guys both like just big hugs, whether you want it or not, because he's fucking giant and he's just like, let's see you guys soon. Looking forward to meeting you guys down the road. Just boisterous and fun.
Reverie, as he holds your hand, I think he leans in and whispers in your ear, and he says, I don't know you, but when all of this is over, I think you might like a life here in Tawaraya. You seem like you would fit. He just steps back.
I think Reverie definitely has like a smile on her face and just gives him a nod.
Chemo comes in almost magically, like she always knows where to be at exactly the right time. Comes in and will lead the two ladies to separate quarters, I think right next door. Also, the thing about this city and the thing about this architectural style is there are no solid walls. Everything is sliding and movable, so the separation is, a little screen. There's privacy for sure, but if you guys want to talk, you can just, move the wall and, have one big room or whatever. Elds. He sort of turns to you. I think... Elds, can you make a persuasion check? You can do it with advantage.
Persuasion is dirty 20.
Okay. Okay. This is a private gift and a private conversation, yes?
Hey, of course, I don't ever really divulge client secrets, you could say.
Right. I think I just would like... He's gonna pull out the emerald pen. I think you could just tattoo this on me.
Where do you want it? Just inside of the arm? Back of the leg?
I think he points to his collarbone. Just under it.
Hey, could probably do that. We'll have to find probably some supplies for that right emerald color.
Right. Oh, I mean, whatever color is fine, but as long as it's a pen. With
right.
Pen.
But, I mean, I thought that I could. Since that what's it called, the black barley or the charcoal barley or
black barley, yes.
It'd be interesting to maybe do something with that.
Ooh.
Incorporate to the place that you're from, a little bit of you into that tattoo too.
All right, I like the sound of it.
Yeah. Starts doing his little sketch, and then he probably pulls out his tools, and then I don't know. With that message that I sent over earlier, that was kind of for those tattoo tools. Do you think it would be those kinds of animals, maybe, or
Wait,
what?
What was the message?
So, typically, at least with the style of tattoo that he's kind of going for, is that New Zealand, Maori, Tomoko kind of tattoo. And so traditionally they used either albatross bone or shark tooth with their chisels to really totally cut into the skin. So I'm curious, is there a world equivalent, or are those animals there that he can...
If you want to use Mokunese or Tawarayan materials, it would be crane bone or crane beak, filed down or cut into little tiny things to hammer.
Okay, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, so he's got the crane beak and then probably his hammer, and probably gets out and if they've got that little powder available somewhere. Or if he needs to go and collect it on his own. I'm not sure what he needs to do, but probably mix it in and start making the ink, and then start getting into the process of doing that chiseling. So it'll be just a very slow process, but it's hammering into the skin / scale.
You got 3 minutes in, and he goes, "Is this a mistake?"
No, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect.
Somewhere more private. I felt like maybe I should just sort of be a little more, true.
got that
Oh no.
perfect, beautiful armor that's going to be covering it 90% of the time. Like, you take, what, a 1 hour break a day?
Yes, that's true.
You're going to be fine.
Continue.
Nobody's going to see it unless you want them to see it. You just kind of...
Yes.
And then I'll let you determine how quick this is. I think that you could probably get it done.
I think you could.
Yeah, this session, but...
Yeah. You knock it out. It's beautiful. He looks down at it and looks up at you and just says, "Thank you. This feels like it. New fuel.
Hey,
Fresh charcoal for my fire."
I like to hear it. And I bring over, like, a little mirror so he can see it.
Oh, wow. He sort of puts his hand on it. "Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to my personal quarters to write a little note."
Hey, not a problem. You got a nice new pen to do it with, and I kind of give him a hug, too, on my way out. And I'm just like, it's so good to see you again, my friend.
"Thank you, and you as well, Eld. Don't do anything stupid with those fire giants, please. It's crazy that you survived last time. It's crazy. You should have died like..."
He just laughs. He's like, I'll do my best. I'm not gonna die again.
Right. Those two women just had a friend die today, so if you die, it's gonna be like really re-traumatizing. So just stay alive for their sake, okay? And
I'll do my best. He just gives him like another like hug, arm clap, and then I'm gonna go catch up with them over at the... Wait, what was the name of Hoofed Belg's shop?
I did not name it. I'm gonna call it Belg's Bellows.
Ooh, I like it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ooh, Belg's Billowy Bellows.
Belg's Billowy Bellows. It's too much for me.
I wanted to incorporate some clouds, though.
That's what the bellow, it's air. Ooh. We'll see. Maybe you can rename it. If he dies. Great. So he goes off to write a letter. Eld, you go... Is there anything you two are talking about, or are you just going and, like, sitting down and decompressing?
I wouldn't mind to just, like, maybe, like, have a little seat somewhere, like, in the marketplace. Maybe we can even see Belg's Bellows from where it is.
Oh, yeah.
But just to have, like, a second, since it's been a little crazy since we stepped into, like, the labyrinth and then we were here.
Totally. Yeah. There's easily a seat. I think there is a little bench. And everything is kind of indoor-outdoor. There's no windows or screens here. It's like open onto a garden that has like a little pond that someone is fishing in. You see a little grove of black barley. There's this like pink and yellow flowers that are like barely above the ground. It's a creeping phlox. You see someone tending to it. The wind is blowing. It's a beautiful day.
I think Reverie's just kind of like looking at her surroundings and like kicking her feet a little bit, but she'll say to Ilia, "Something's bothering me."
What is it?
Well, so Tatsu said whenever Eld was going to give him a gift from Sheikh Samit, that he knew that Sheikh Samit paid well, but I don't think he gave us any money for delivering the emerald pen.
Wow. Where's my paycheck, bitch?
Finding out your coworker gets paid more than you.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ilia kind of thinks about that for a moment, and she's just It's probably because we offered to take or help in some way, especially considering it was shortly after the giant attack. Didn't really ask for a reward.
That's true, I guess. I was kind of forgetting the context in which we agreed.
Lots happened since then.
That's true. Well, when we see him again, we'll give him Sotatsu's thanks. And then maybe we'll see.
I think if anyone could ask him for a reward, it's probably you, Reverie.
Perhaps. What do you think that Sotatsu's gonna do with the Emerald Pen? I'm pretty sure that it wrote an illusory script. So
It did.
do you think that he sends, like, secret notes to Sheik Samit?
Maybe. Keep failing insight checks to see how much they love each other, so I don't know. Obviously I don't say that, but she's like, maybe it'd be nice to think. Maybe they write poetry to each other.
Maybe. So how did you interpret the, like, labyrinth to get in here? Yeah.
I eventually came upon this place of almost overwhelming sensation. There was this ocean and it was crashing so loudly and all these fans were swarming, such intensity, and eventually during all of the cacophony I just let go, suppose.
Yeah.
Let what happened and everything stopped.
Do you feel better after having gone through there?
I think I do. How about you?
It was very enlightening. I feel like it was a really interesting experience. I think I felt a lot of things. I feel like I felt sadness and loneliness, but then I think I kind of felt maybe like an acceptance of just kind of like the life cycle of life and death, and then maybe kind of gained like a greater understanding of, I don't know, like just our place in the world. And I do feel better after having gone through it all.
Like accepting our place was kind of a theme, wasn't it?
Perhaps. I don't know that that's the theme for everyone. Maybe that's just what we both needed to hear or see.
Maybe the second time round we go through it'll be different.
I think I could use a while before I go through there again. It
I
was
agree.
very like
I agree.
I would, yeah. Thank you. Next.
But we might have to come back into the city after we find the artists.
That's true. So when you're describing the fans to Reverie, do you kind of, when you were there and in it, you kind of described each one almost having like an emotion attached to it? Like some kind of have like, you know, that feeling of happiness, and that's what you kind of really studied, but there were also ones of like anger, jealousy, or whatever. Like, do you kind of explain it in that way to her?
Yeah, I think she would. Especially if you prompt her more for more details, she'll give them to you. She won't hold anything back, and Yeah, she'll describe how there were different types of emotions and how they were kind of similar to the ones we saw at the end.
Yeah.
That there were just these different scenes that seemed to express different emotions and states, memories.
Have you ever felt angry before?
I think even Ilia takes a moment to think about that. No, I don't think I have.
I don't know if I think that that's true. I remember your reaction to Tomas talking about Rolo, and I feel like I would describe that as angry.
Not positive if that was anger, but I did not like the choice he made. Even though I understood, I suppose, his need to see and leave Rolo and everyone behind, but I thought, how could he abandon the people he loved so dearly? I didn't understand it, and it felt wrong. And I felt disappointed, maybe, his decision. And I suppose, yeah, I was a little angry. I felt defensive on Rolo's behalf. Of course, that was before he tried to kill Tomas. So I think the whole situation's terrible.
I think Reverie just nods, but doesn't ask you any further questions. Yeah, I think she'll just leave it at that.
Did you think about it, though?
Rolo and Tomas?
Nods.
I think maybe I felt a lot of empathy for both of them. I feel like she stares at the ground for a little bit. The way that we lost, or I lost my mother, was that she almost had this feeling of inspiration, that she had to go and do something. I don't know that it was ever clear to me, but she left and was gone for some time. She did return, but upon her return, she was just very ill after that. Eventually passed away from that illness. So I think in some ways I can kind of understand Rolo in that obviously she came back to us, but it's still what took her from us in the end. So I think I can understand that anger. But I also admired her very much, probably more so than anyone else in my life. So I also believe her whenever she says that she feels this inspiration that she has to go do this thing. And maybe the cost wasn't completely known. I don't think that it was. So I have some understanding, for Tomas as well.
Sure, your mother wouldn't have paid with her life in order to do something like that.
If I think back on the memory of whenever she set off to go do whatever, do I think that she would have paid with her life? Do I feel like it was like a nothing is going to stop this woman kind of thing?
I don't think it had that intensity. I don't think it was like, I need to do this to the point that, like, I would abandon my children and never come back, or I would die for it. I think it felt more like compassion. It didn't feel like, I need to go do this for me. It felt like she was like, I need to go help with something.
Okay. Sorry, you can continue, Ilia. My bad.
No. After saying that, I think she kind of just paused, and if you got a far off look in your eye or something.
Yeah.
I think she kind of just lets the conversation fade unless Reverie says more, just mostly staring at the art of reverie.
I think Reverie will probably leave it at that.
I think as your conversation fades and you sit for a couple minutes enjoying the, I don't know, lively serenity around you here in the market, as right when you see Eld from a mile away, because he's huge and has like a giant black hammer.
New friends! Good to see you again!
I think Reverie just waves back.
I think Ilia does too, but she's so, like, taken aback by the energy.
So, did you guys see anything yet, or what are we here to see? Where are we going next?
Oh.
Huh? We haven't been anywhere yet.
Taking a rest at the bench, I suppose. And you wanted to show us around?
Hey, well, come on in. Let's go check out his shop right over here. Great guy. Come on.
Right. I think as you guys stand, kind of a range of emotions, sort of moods of these three different people, going off to shop in a, like, busy, lovely market during a really fucking horrible day. Except for Eld. Eld, you're having a great day.
Fucking blast. I'm having the time of my life.
I think as Eld sort of skips forward, taking you to the shops that he loves, I think we zoom out and we see, like, the open side of the market that you're in, and then zooming out further and seeing, like, this huge sprawling estate of the city, and zooming out to see the fields of opal millet and blue flowers and black barley, and zooming further out above Pictora and all of its many colors, and just feeling the little embers of each of these characters, like, warm and burning, like little specks of dust. And we'll end right there.
Oh, I just had fun exploring the art as we were going along too. Like I said,
Yeah.
comment earlier. This is my like I've loved all of the art so far. Like it's been amazing, but this has been probably my favorite session of art so far.
Yeah, I
Me
really
too.
Yeah,
liked
I think
the
I
art
agree.
too. I
This was
loved all of this.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is all of my favorite art is this period of Japanese art from the fucking 1600s. So I could just use, like,
I could take that.
My, like, 10 favorite paintings, I'll just use those. Yeah.